Good evening, Tallahassee. This is Dave Van Loo with your Wednesday evening report. We take a look at Doak here. Currently sitting at 55. Crappy skies, if you ask me. Clouds everywhere. A little bit of wind coming out of the north and looking muggy, if you ask me. Our temperatures, Tallahassee sitting at 55. Pretty much all across the board, we're sitting in the mid to lower 50s as well. Our current local radar, our rain has moved out from earlier, and we're seeing a couple of scattered storms along here north of Tallahassee as well, but nothing impacting us at this moment. And then tonight in Tallahassee, temperatures are going to drop 42, partly cloudy, and we're going to be seeing a little bit of wind out of the southwest, but nothing crazy for your evening plans. And then again, for some of our headlines, we have very, very cold temperatures tomorrow, and we'll take a look at some of the other weather across the country along with Stewart, which is our beach of the week, and more of that to come here on FSU Weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Ainsley Goebel, and right now we're looking at a pretty bleak Doak Campbell Stadium, 55 and cloudy. Definitely not a good night to be outside, but a good night to maybe catch up on that FSU basketball game, FSU versus Miami. They'll be at 9 o'clock. Definitely better than being outdoors right now. For our temperatures, we're looking at really chilly 55 in Tallahassee, all mid-50s across the board, and our dew points are looking pretty similar as well. They seem to be wanting to match the temperatures. Keep in mind, while these dew points aren't too bad, they still do have some effect as paired with the rain. I definitely noticed my hair was straight when I walked outside today. It's not anymore. Of course, we all know that hair is not the most important thing, but with our hair cast in the studio, we definitely keep in touch with it. For our radar right now, we really aren't seeing too much. The rain is starting to roll out, but it should clear out soon. For our almanac, we are pretty chilly. We're at 55 and our low 51. We're not nearing the record low, but we're definitely lower than average than what we've been seeing. And for tonight, it is going to dip down to 42, which is going to be pretty chilly if you're going outside, layer up, but don't go outside. I'm sure y'all have a lot of studying to do anyway, and if not, get into that basketball game because that's the best thing to do tonight. For our forecast, it's going to dip down to the 40s, again, mid-40s all across the board. Really nothing I want to mess with, but if you are going outside, again, just make sure to bundle up, take those layers. And for our radar, we're going to see all the rain moving out, and the clouds will be rolling out as well as we get into the morning hours. So we'll have a little bit of sunshine. For our rain, we are going to see not as much as we've got today, thank goodness, but we do have a little bit of a chance on Sunday. We'll see as we get a little closer, but again, nothing like what we saw today. And for tomorrow afternoon, our temperatures are still going to be really chilly. We're going to have those mid-50s, 52 in Tallahassee, 47 up in places like Bainbridge. So yeah, definitely, again, take that time indoors, curl up, read a good book, whatever you like to do. I just wouldn't be spending time outside if I were you. And for our week ahead, we are seeing quite a range. It's going to dip down to 29 sub-freezing, but we're also going to see on Wednesday 77 nearing 80. So we're going to get a lot of a big range, but the good news is we see a lot of sunshine all across the board, and I mean a mixture of sunshine and clouds, but mostly sun is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of yellow, and that's the story for this week, but right now we are waiting for the rain to roll out. It's pretty gloomy right now in Tallahassee in the local area, but for much of the southeast, hopefully it's a different story. Ayana, tell us, does it have a happier ending?
Thanks. So yeah, I mean, if you're looking outside right now all across the southeast, we're looking at those gloomy conditions, a little bit sad, a little bit cloudy, but as we head into the rest of this week, she's saying that there's going to be a little bit of sunshine, which I'm excited for. And if you look at those current conditions, we're seeing a lot of different colors. So up north, we're seeing that blue, a little bit colder, especially in Nashville. We're seeing some snow there as well. And as you head a little bit down towards Tallahassee area, we're looking at 55. It's been rainy all day, so a little bit chillier as that cold front kind of makes its way through and pushing its way towards the rest of Florida, giving those warmer conditions down in the south a little bit of a cooler touch as it moves its way through. And with those dew points, we're inching our way back up. We were a little bit drier the other day, but we're starting to get that dew point to move its way back up here in Tallahassee as that rain made its way through. But again, up north, we're looking at really dry conditions in Nashville. Their dew point is at 14 and Little Rock is at 12, so very dry conditions. And if we look at that radar, currently we're sitting with that storm over the central part of Florida, and it's making its way through the rest of South Florida, kind of going to make its way out towards the Atlantic and hopefully give us some clear skies. And for Charlotte, they are looking at snow on Thursday, so bundle up if you're in Charlotte. But as the week comes along, we're going to see those sunny conditions make its way through. So definitely go outside on Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be sunnier, but again, still chillier in the evening, hitting those 20s. And for Nashville, we're looking at those colder temperatures as well. Look at that. Thursday evening, we're looking at 9 degrees at night, so it's going to be a little bit cold. Definitely plan on staying inside Thursday evening. I think would be most ideal, but those temperatures are going to pick its way back up Saturday and Sunday. And with New Orleans, we're seeing those rainy conditions on Sunday, and that's pretty much the story. It's sunny, and then it's going to be a little bit rainy towards the weekend. So maybe have those plans on Friday and Saturday, but if you plan on having a busy day on Sunday, maybe have those catch up on things indoors instead. And for that future cast, we're seeing as we head into this weekend, all that storm is going to make its way through, but those cold temperatures are going to drop down here into the southeast, and we're going to see colder temperatures, especially here in Tallahassee. And Miami's still sitting pretty warm, so they're going to see those warmer temperatures, but that's nothing new for Miami. And for tonight's forecast, we are seeing, again, cold temperatures up north. That's pretty much the same story. Nashville sitting at 15, but if you head down to Miami, we're looking at a nice 70, so spend some time in Miami if you plan on heading over there. And again, same story for tomorrow, colder temperatures up north, but a little bit warmer down in the rest of Florida. Now, Jack, I have no plans for this weekend. Tell me, what can I do in Tallahassee?
Yes, so as of right now, the temperatures and the weather conditions aren't the best if you're going to go outside, if you're going to go to the res or anything outside like the Doak Campbell Stadium. But luckily, we do have a basketball game today at 9, and that's going to be in the Tucker Stadium. So make sure you guys go there because that'll be something for you to do. Again, beach conditions aren't really what we want right now. Mostly sunny, but overall you can see it's pretty overcast and gloomy right now at Shell Point Beach. Our pollen report, if you guys have been having any allergies or anything similar to that, that is because of the high tree pollen that is in the air. So not the best breathing conditions if you're going on a walk, especially if you have allergies at this time of year. I would make sure to take note of that. Now, as you can see right now, no airport delays right now, so we're very happy about that. Again, just a little bit of rain that we've been seeing, but this has really made no actual delays possible at this moment or time. During the haircast, it's sleek right now. This is because the dew points are very, very low. So obviously, as a guy, I don't really have to worry about my hair. But for you girls, it's sleek. So that's something I would watch right there. Now, as we go into tomorrow's forecast, 52 degrees, super nice conditions. Again, it is winter after all, so that is something that we're used to seeing. Yes. And a great thing to note that is this is going to be at Westcott Fountain. So good to know is that if you have a fountain tonight or tomorrow night, know that those temperatures will be colder. So if I were you, I'd maybe grab an extra sweat set like I did on my fountain last week because I definitely would want to use that. Now as we go into our dog walk forecast, 44 degrees, and it will warm up to 46. Like I said earlier, this is because a cold front came through, but we are going to expect very nice conditions, specifically partly cloudy, and it might even be sunny as we get into noon or 1 p.m. Our air quality cast good right now. Go on a run or anything like that. You can breathe very well. Again, we don't have any unhealthy or very unhealthy conditions. Tomorrow's pool cast forecast. Honestly, it's cold. I would not recommend going to the pool at all. Even tanning, you're going to freeze, but keep in mind, we do have spring break coming up, so we will be able to tan and see those nice weather conditions as we continue. Now let's look into our weekend forecast, and you can see it right now. 53 is what we're expecting tomorrow, and then it will slowly go up. And then as we go up into Sunday, as a high of 67 degrees, that is super nice. And again, just a little bit of rain showers on Sunday, but overall, there's not really any rain in forecast. Sounds like a great day to at least go outside with a couple, sweatshirts or sweatpants on. But yeah, now let's go over to Priscilla, where she's going to talk about the beach of the week. I know last week, the beach of the week was Virginia Beach. What's the beach of the week today?
Yeah, thanks, Jack. This week's beach of the week is actually Stuart, Florida. So we're taking a nice trip down south. Again, Stuart, Florida, just north of Jupiter, I believe. Look at that beautiful beach right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Blue skies all across the board. And let's take a look at their conditions. What are we feeling today in Stuart? Right now, 81 degrees, a couple of clouds. The front we had here in Tallahassee hasn't exactly made its way down to Stuart right now. So lots of warm temperatures all across South Florida, really. We do have a little bit of a west-southwest wind at 13 miles an hour, so it is pretty breezy. As for our satellite and radar, we're just seeing a couple sprinkles of a scattered shower, but really nothing too much that will linger or really hinder your plans throughout the night if you want to have a nice dinner by the beach. For our almanac, it was pretty toasty today, all the way up to 85 degrees, but we're going to see a cool down very soon. It's definitely a bit warmer here in Stuart than it has been, and really warmer than our average temperatures that we're normally used to, 76, and really not too far from our record temperature of 88. But for current temperatures across the region, we're seeing lots of 78s and into the 80s. So very warm right now, and hopefully it will cool down as we get into the nighttime hours. For our dew points, however, we're sitting pretty close to our temperatures, so it is pretty muggy outside. Your hair might be affected, and mostly it's going to feel pretty humid along with that moisture coming off of the Atlantic. And if you want to get out tomorrow in Stuart, it's going to be a little bit chillier than it has been because, of course, that front is making its way through, so it's getting pretty chilly. By noon, it'll be 71, but that's pretty much where we're peaking, and it's going to get pretty much colder after that. For a future cast, we're mostly seeing lots of cloud cover throughout the next couple of days with a sprinkle of a shower, mostly off in the Atlantic. So nothing to worry about. We're seeing lots of sunshine to go around with some cooler temperatures, even reaching 59 by Saturday. And we could see some rain showers on Monday again. So definitely keep that in mind if you are in Stuart for this weekend. However, we're going to have nice conditions if you're out by the water, so nothing to worry about there. But it's going to get pretty cold throughout the rest of the United States. That's what I've been hearing, Jordan. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, we are definitely seeing cold temperatures happening really throughout most of the country. If we're over to the West Coast, you can see it's a little bit warmer than what we see right here in the Midwest and the Great Plains. It is really cold. We see a cold core right here. So you can see it's up to -1 up here in Billings, and we can just see all that cold following all the way to the East Coast. Even down here in Tallahassee, we are starting to feel the effects of that cold weather. And with that cold weather, we are seeing really, really, really dry conditions. You can just see that basically all the way from the West Coast, and then you follow it over. And then once you get to the East Coast, except for down south in Florida, we are just seeing those really dry conditions. Up here in Bismarck, it is a dew point of -20. So this is definitely the weather where you need your lotion, you need your chapstick because of how dry it is. Across the country, we really are seeing a few things happening. So up here, we can see storms happening in the Pacific Northwest. And then if you go down here into the southeast, like we were talking about earlier in the show, we can see those storms starting to move off. So they're moving off to the Atlantic right now. And then here in the middle of the country where we're seeing those really, really cold temperatures, we're honestly seeing some pretty cool weather. So at least the sun will be out. You can see there's not even really clouds in these areas. So that'll help maybe a little bit, but there's not much you can do about -1 degrees. With all those storms and the rain, you can see the water vapor up here in the Pacific, and then again you can see that water vapor with this front moving through down here in the southeast. That's just kind of following on the radar, so if we zoom in, you can see that again. So down here in Florida, we have rain. We're starting to see it move out in Tallahassee where we are. And then up here, more to the northern regions of the southeast, you can see that snow and some ice up here. So North Carolina, you definitely want to be looking out for that. But the rest of the southeast, you are luckily starting to see that clear up, with the exception of some areas down here in Florida. But then if we move up to the Pacific Northwest, we're again seeing that rain coming in off the Pacific Ocean. So over here in Seattle, we're seeing that rain. And then once you get to the Cascade Mountains, so once you move over here, you can see that it's turning more into snow. So we're really just seeing a bunch of different mixed precipitation, but that's pretty usual for this region. You definitely see a lot of this kind of weather, so nothing out of the usual. On our surface analysis map, you can see there's a good amount happening. So we have this front, but right here with all that dry weather, all that cold weather, but that clear weather, we see this high pressure that dominates over the middle of the country. And then over here down in the southeast, you can see that cold front right down here, pretty much over Tallahassee. So that's what's going to be bringing that cold weather to the region. So you can see that it's definitely moved past most of the southeast. It'll continue to move on throughout the night. And then for 72-hour rainfall, we can see that there's really a lot of rain happening where we were seeing spots on the radar. So you can see up here in the Pacific Northwest, and then again down in the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, we're definitely seeing a lot of rain. And then just heading into the rest of the week, you can see that that storm down here moves out. Again, you're continuing to see that rain up here in the Pacific, and then just clear throughout the area. And then the temperatures are going to be warming up a little bit, but then we're going to be seeing those temperatures down there. And just looking at tomorrow, we're definitely going to be seeing those cold temperatures everywhere, warm up a little bit down here, but just cold throughout the country. But now David's going to tell us a little bit about what happens here in Tallahassee now that this cold front has moved through.
Yes, thank you. So the cold front has moved through, the rain moved through. I don't know about y'all, but I slept through that. It was great sleep, if you ask me. But temperatures here, 53. Doak looking very gloomy with all that weather that we've just seen move through the area. So just keep in mind that, again, our temperatures here in Tallahassee are 55. Most places are sitting around 50s, mid-50s. It just depends on where you are. Apalachicola, 55. Perry's a little bit warmer at 56. But overall, we're still pretty chilly. And our dew points are pretty much reflective of that as well. 52 here in Tallahassee. All around the board, we're kind of sitting in that 50s range as well with that. And then our radar, like I said, we saw a storm move out down here, and we haven't really had much impacts after that. Maybe a little bit of mist and potentially light rain, but I haven't seen anything since that's happened. So overall, it's looking out to be a nice chilly night, but no rain for the most part, which is what we like to see. Again, tonight, as I mentioned, those temperatures are definitely going to be dropping. 42 and partly cloudy, so if you plan on going out tonight, definitely bundle up with an extra sweatshirt or jacket, whatever you got to do to keep yourself warm. Definitely going to be seeing those colder temperatures as we move through the week as well. And then tonight's forecast, again, around the board, 46 in Tallahassee, same with Apalachicola, and everywhere is pretty much sitting around the mid to upper 40s, which Perry down here at 47. So again, very cold temperatures throughout the night tonight, so just be aware of that. And then if we look at our dog walk forecast for tomorrow, 7 a.m. is going to be 44. So again, I'd wait a little bit until the sun rises to walk your dog, that furry friend of yours. They'll probably appreciate it just as much as you will with these cold temperatures that we're seeing. But then again, tomorrow it's going to get warmer, but not much. As we work our way up into noon, we're going to see temperatures at 47, but basically we're not going to get any warmer than that. So definitely bundle up, dress accordingly. It's going to be cold, people. And then again, our future radar, all these clouds are moving out throughout the night tonight, and it should make out for a pretty nice day. We're not seeing any rain or clouds really in the Tallahassee region, and that's really good if you ask me, because I am not okay with this rain that's been going on. And then tomorrow again, 53 in Tallahassee, should be nice, a little partly cloudy. Apalachicola at 54, but again, everywhere is pretty much staying around that 50 mark. So if you're trying to get out tomorrow, I would definitely layer up. Do what you got to do to stay warm, and be prepared for that. If we take a look at our week ahead, we're going to see those temperatures plummet here Thursday night, but should make out for a great weekend with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s. But then again, do what you got to do to stay warm tonight, Tallahassee. And we're going to take it now to the desk with Priscilla and Ainsley.
Yes, thank you, David. What a day it has been. We've seen rain, gloomy skies, What are your favorite things to do outside, or inside rather, when it's raining?
I would say I like to curl up, and I would say I like to read a good book, but I don't read books unless they're textbooks. I usually curl up with Netflix.
Valid.
What about you?
Yes, I also like to read a nice book. Today, I didn't really have a choice, had to work on my code and all of my homework, so I was stuck in the building doing my homework. But otherwise, usually a nice cup of tea warms me up on a cool day like this.
Yeah, for sure. I also am having tea, usually with honey. I've been a little bit sick, and that's all I can do at this point.
Yeah, but tonight I do hear there's a basketball game coming up.
Yes, there is. I will be there. I think we're playing Miami. I think we've already played them once, and we beat them already. So
Yeah, we'll probably just beat them
series
again.
At the games, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot to do when it's raining outside. Definitely enjoy the indoors, and also make sure to follow us on X at FSU Weather.
And follow us on Facebook at FSU Weather.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, also at FSU Weather.
And also subscribe at FSU Weather on YouTube.
And don't forget to find us on TikTok and follow us over there at FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Priscilla Vijalta.
And I'm Ainsley Goebel.
Have a great night.